It was dawn. The city was still asleep, and the silence of the empty streets seemed to reflect exactly what was happening inside that man's heart. He walked slowly, with tired steps, carrying on his shoulders the weight of a lifetime of struggles. In his pocket, only a few coins. In his eyes, a mixture of exhaustion and hope. He had no car, no money, no important contacts, no influential person to open doors for him. In fact, all he had was a dream that seemed far too big for the reality he was living in. Since he was a child, he learned that life would not be easy. He grew up in a simple place where sometimes there wasn't even enough money for the most basic things. While some children received expensive toys, he learned early the value of hard work. Many times he saw his family struggling to pay the bills. He saw the worry on the faces of the adults in his home. He saw nights when hope seemed small in the face of so many difficulties. And in that environment, he grew up hearing the same phrases, over and over again, almost like a sentence. Money is only for those who are born rich. Life is hard. Accept it. There's no point dreaming too big. For a long time, he almost believed that but inside him there was something different. A small flame, but persistent. A quiet voice, saying that maybe, just maybe, there was something greater waiting for his life. The years passed, and adulthood arrived with force. He started working very early. Simple jobs, heavy jobs, poorly paid jobs. He woke up before the sun rose and often returned home when the sun had already disappeared. It was an exhausting routine. Work, get tired, sleep, and repeat everything again. The next day, it seemed like a cycle with no way out. Many times he looked at the future and felt fear. Fear that his life would always be like that. Fear of spending decades working hard and still never managing to change his reality. And it was in one of those moments of reflection that something inside him changed. He realized a truth that few people realized. No one was coming to save him. No one would appear with a magical solution. If his life was going to change, that change would have to start with him. That day, he made a silent but powerful decision. He decided he would no longer accept living limited by his circumstances. He decided he would do everything within his power to build a different life. But the journey did not start with wealth. It started with sacrifice. He began waking up even earlier. While many people were still sleeping, he was already studying, learning, searching for knowledge. He read books about business. He watched videos about mindset and personal development. He tried to understand how ordinary people managed to build something great. At the beginning, it was difficult. Very difficult. Because besides studying, he still needed to work to survive. Many times he studied while exhausted, with heavy eyes, but with a determined mind. There were moments when he doubted himself. Moments when it seemed that all the effort was leading nowhere. And then the first big challenge came. He decided to try opening a small business. He didn't have much money, so he used almost everything he had saved. It was risky, but he believed he had to try. At first it seemed like things might work. He worked hard, dedicated himself, believed in the project, but reality was harsh. The business failed, the money was gone, and along with it came a wave of criticism. People began to say, "I told you that wouldn't work. You should have stayed in your job. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone." Those words hurt. They hurt a lot. For a moment he thought about giving up. He thought about accepting that maybe those people were right. But that night, sitting alone, he remembered why he had started. He didn't want to just survive. He wanted to build something. So he decided to try again, with little money. But with much more experience, he analyzed his mistakes. He learned from every failure, and he started again. This time with more strategy, more knowledge, more maturity. And again, the difficulties came. Sleepless nights came. Days of worry came. Moments came when it felt like everything could collapse again. But something was different. Now he had resilience. Now he understood that success does not happen quickly, that great results are built with small steps repeated every day. So he continued. He worked when he was motivated, and he also worked when he was not. He worked when he believed, and he also worked when doubt appeared. And little by little, something began to change. The first results began to appear. Small victories, small gains. Small signs that all the effort was starting to bear fruit. One client appeared, then another, then a few more. The business began to grow slowly. Nothing happened overnight, but consistency started to make a difference. Months turned into years. What once was just a small project began to gain strength. Income began to increase. Opportunities began to appear. And for the first time in his life, he began to feel something he had never felt before. Freedom. The freedom of not living worried about every bill. The freedom to help his family. The freedom to choose his own path. But he didn't stop. Even when money started to come in, he continued working, learning, and evolving, because he knew that success is not just about reaching the top, that is about continuing to grow. Years later, looking back at his journey, he realized something incredible. That man, who once walked through the streets with a few coins in his pocket, had now built a millionaire fortune, companies, investments, businesses, but more important than all, of that was the transformation that happened inside him. He became a strong person, disciplined, resilient, someone who learned that limits often exist only in the mind. Today, many people look at his success and think it was luck. They think he had some kind of advantage. But the truth is that no one saw the behind the dash scenes. No one saw the sleepless nights. No one saw the times he almost gave up. No one saw the silent effort that happened for years. And maybe the greatest lesson of this story is this: great achievements do not start with money. They start with a decision. The decision not to accept a limited life. The decision to keep trying even after failing. The decision to believe in yourself when no one else does. Maybe today you are going through a difficult moment. Maybe things are not happening the way you hoped. Maybe you are tired of fighting. But remember something powerful. Every great success that exists today started small. Every millionaire once started from zero. Every great story began with someone who refused to give up. And who knows, the next great story of overcoming obstacles might be yours. Everything starts with a decision. The decision to continue. The decision to fight. The decision to believe that your life can be bigger than your current circumstances. Because in the end, it's not about where you started, it's about how far you are willing to go. And if you keep moving forward, learning, and getting back up after every fall, one day you may look back and realize something extraordinary. That the person who once had almost nothing, built a life that many believed was impossible. And it all started with a simple decision: never give up.